Now, as if to prove my point even more, that the Democrats are just going against everything that is popular with the American people, here's Whoopi Goldberg saying that wokeism is actually a good thing.
That's why it's so annoying, when people talk about wokeism. Because, for years, women decided, I don't like how you talk about us. And so we got out and we did something about it. That was wokeism at its time. People didn't want us doing that. When we said, hey, we got to put more people of color, more folks who are different into colleges. They said, well, we don't want that either.
Yeah.
That was considered wokeism. So it's all of these things that seem to benefit other people seem to be problematic because you're woke. Well, most women have never been asleep because we know what we're fighting.
What she's describing isn't wokeism. What she's describing is just some good old school liberalism or progressivism, fighting for injustices that were clearly prevalent. Women wanted rights, they fought for that. Black people wanted equal rights, they fought for that. Gays fought for gay marriage, they got that. What wokeism is, and I've touched on this before, is fighting for injustices that don't even exist. The problem with being a progressive is eventually there's nothing left to fight for. Everybody has rights, everybody's equal, everybody's free. But modern day woke progressives wanted to be part of a cultural fight so bad that they started inventing things to fight for. A man can actually become a woman, and that's the battle that we're gonna pick to fight. Blacks are actually the most oppressed they've ever been, even though we've had a black president. The First Amendment is bad. People shouldn't be allowed to say things that hurt other people's feelings. Teachers should be able to talk to kids about their sexual orientation and sexual fetishes, so these kids feel seen. Black people have had equal rights for over 60 years, but since they're still the poorest demographic group, then that must be evidence of prevalent, deep-rooted, institutional white supremacy. That's what wokeism is, when the demand to fight these injustices outpaces the supply of injustices to fight. They are the ones creating the racism in order to have racism to fight against. And that's why wokeism was outright rejected in this last election, because most people, they want to live in a world where they can enjoy the benefits of all these cultural and social fights over the years and actually enjoy living in a country that is free, that is equal, that is tolerant. White people were tired of being called racist for just being white. Black people were tired of being called victims just because they're black. Everywhere you look, TV, movies, sports, culture, business, politics, there are black people prevalent in these spaces. And people got fed up with having to pretend that we were actually in the Jim Crow South.